video is brought to you by Extreme Tees. If you like what you see, click on the link below this video and put Kevin in the promo code and you'll get yourself a 20% discount. Real quick before we get into the video, just want to put this out there. If any of you out there can do it, and if it's on your heart, I'd like you to become a part of my $2 a month club. Now that's not a lot. However, I definitely don't want to make people feel like they're obligated to be a part of that. All it entails is simply $2 a month. All you got to do is click on the link below this video, which is my PayPal. And if you decide you want to be a part of my $2 a month club, just send $2 to my PayPal. So remember, you are not obligated, but if you can, that would be greatly appreciated. Something's just not adding up. Stocks are at record highs, but yet the government just borrowed $5 trillion. Inflation is transitory, but just went up to 6.8%. And how much did your wages go up? Gas, electric. Well, a precious metal IRA with Noble Gold will help you avoid the worst of this. And this month, Noble Gold is giving away a free 1/10 ounce solid gold American Eagle coin with any qualifying plan that you start. And all you got to do is call 877-646-5347, or you can visit noblegoldinvestments.com. That is noblegoldinvestments.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hall of Fame of Hypocrisy.
Well, look at this. Oh, Governor Phil Murphy, Jersey, reportedly attended the President Biden's inauguration in January or something like that. Was he supposed to be there? Why aren't they following their rules? Jamie Raskin with that mop on top of his head. Oh, Speaker of the floor, Congressman. Okay. Hypocrisy, more hypocrisy. Who is this? Governor Gina Raimondo. Okay, governor closed bars in her state, but reportedly, was probably out kicking it. Oh, Funky Feinstein? California senator was pictured maskless in the airport. Why are they breaking their own rules? Oh, Governor Blackface, y'all. Let's see, what about him? Reportedly socialized close quarters and stuff, man. It's the same story. De Blasio, governor reportedly hit the gym. Oh, he could go to the gym during all them lockdowns? I don't understand. YMCA. Now, see? That was just the warm-up round, ladies and gentlemen. We ain't even got to the big stuff. That was just a couple clips of these politicians on the Democrat side. So let me start off by saying this, YouTube. I'm making this video because I'm concerned about bad examples of following all of these, Dr. Fauci and the CDC requirements and stuff. And I would think that the politicians just really encouraging this. They should be doing the same thing. So I'm not here to discourage people from following the guidelines of the CDC. I am here, though, to expose the hypocrisy coming out of the Democrat Party in regards to following their own guidelines that they impose upon everyone else. So YouTube, I want you to help me by boosting up these algorithms and pushing my video out there to expose these folks, because their behavior is kind of like disinformation or misinformation. I mean, what if somebody out there follows their bad example and end up catching COVID or something because they think these politicians are being honest when they tell us that we should do as they say and not as they do? So let's go ahead down this big old fat hall of hypocrisy, starting off with one of the #1 stunners. Who is this? Okay, let's see. Here we go. Okay, Michigan governor has apologized after a photo showed her apparently violating social distancing orders at a restaurant. Shame on her. What else she do? What is this? Gretchen Whitmore said Sunday that she hadn't thought twice when servers pushed 2 tables together to accommodate the large number of guests. Wow, it's funny how all the details go right out the window when they're involved. They don't even think twice. Whitmore said that because everyone attending the gathering at the East Lansing bar and restaurant was vaccinated, that just gives you the right to do whatever you want. Whitmore, in particular, battled Republicans in the state for months over COVID-19 restrictions. I remember that. And see, here's the moral of the story. You wouldn't catch this type of criticism and accusations of being a hypocrite if you wouldn't have done just that. But when you step out there telling folks, do as I say and not as I do, when you get caught, it's ugly. So what else she say? Okay, let's see. All right, so she gets busted. The latest headlines related to the violation of orders is likely to only accelerate calls for Whitmore's restrictions to end. Of course, they should. Last year, Michigan's Supreme Court ruled Whitmore's continued extension of state emergency is what? Whitmore had used the state emergency to implement lockdown measures to control the spread of COVID-19. So apparently it went a little too far. And they ruled that, yes, she had abused her power, just like a lot of Democrats do. But she's not the only one that's in the Hall of Fame. She's just kind of like the warm-up round. We ain't even got to the heavy hitters, man. So who else made the lineup for the Hall of Fame? And then at the end, we got somebody, y'all, who we got to retire their jersey. So let's see who's coming to the stage next, y'all. All right, who is this? Oh, the mayor of Austin, Texas, broke his own city's COVID-19 guidelines by hosting a wedding and vacationing in Mexico. I like Mexico. Why weren't we allowed to go to Mexico during all of this stuff? So let's see. On November 9th, during his trip, Mayor Steve Adler posted a Facebook video telling Austin residents to stay home during the pandemic. Now, let's check out what he had to say, because I'm sure he said this just to look out for our safety and well-being. Here we go.
And you need to, stay home if you can. So do everything you can to try to keep the numbers down.
Huh?
This is not the time to relax. We're going to be looking really closely.
Okay. So he was supposed to be looking really closely while, from Mexico? So Adler didn't disclose that he was in Mexico. So let me understand this, y'all. This Hall of Famer right here was in Mexico, basically telling all of us that were stuck here in poor old America that, this ain't the time to go on trips and be casual and have fun. We got to do this for everybody. It's for the good of everybody. While he was in Mexico. Interesting. Okay, wow. That's pretty hypocritical. He earned his spot. What was this? Or that he ignored advice from the CDC control and prevention against traveling to Mexico due to infection spikes. So that didn't apply to him, right? Because that COVID, it does not mess with hypocritical politicians. It just says, wait, not that one. We're not going to infect or kill this person because they're a politician. Not just any politician, they're a hypocritical one. Let them go. Leave them be. So let's see who else is in the lineup. Oh, somebody that made it coming all the way from the great state of Illinois. Let's check this out.
Are you doing differently for Thanksgiving this year that you didn't do? I mean, how will your Thanksgiving?
Oh, I have often had friends, many friends who don't live, whose families rather are not in Illinois and who can't go to their families and therefore would otherwise be by themselves. Right. We've had those families over to join our Thanksgiving. That's been the history of our Thanksgivings for MK and me. But that's not something we're doing this year, as you can imagine, and we're encouraging people to stay at home, have their own. We'll, if we can, we'll do Zoom Thanksgiving with people. But most importantly, I think, keeping in your own pod of close family, that's the best thing you can do. You're not bringing COVID in. These are people that you've been with every day. Right. It's much, much safer.
Yeah, because see, it's not for him. It's for you. It's for the community. Everybody got to make these type of sacrifices. So I'm pretty sure, unlike all the other Thanksgivings, he's simply going to stay in the house with his wife and kids, right?
The Second City blog said that your family's already in Florida and all that.
Well, I think you already know. I mean, we have a place in Florida, so.
Yeah, we're not going to address rumors from random blogs online. So we will do. We're
parachute. Did y'all hear that? They sent somebody in. They sent the brigade. They sent the cavalry in there. They're like, okay, we're not going to address that. We're not here to address rumors. Is it a rumor, or are they really there? See, because later on, when they questioned him about that man got mad. Don't be asking me questions about my family. Family is off limits. You know what I'm saying? But Don Jr. wasn't off limits, and Ivanka wasn't off limits, and Eric Jr. and even the youngest son wasn't off limits when it came down to Trump. But This mayor who sent his family already to Florida, while he was up here giving us a lecture about staying home for Thanksgiving, doing things differently for the whole team. And yet, when his assistant heard about that question, she jumped in and pulled that parachute. That's why he earns a spot in the Hall of Fame of Hypocrisy. Now, here's a live one, y'all. Right about now, man, she's a first round. I mean, this woman right here coming up, these next couple, first round Hall of Famers. Here we go.
Number of Democratic leaders apologizing or reversing course after multiple occurrences of do as I say, not as I do.
What?
They have been caught not following their own coronavirus guidelines.
What?
In San Francisco, Mayor London Breed facing backlash after it was revealed that she attended a birthday party last month at the French Laundry, the famed and exclusive Napa Valley restaurant, with 7 other people at her table. The mayor's office says it was an open air table, which seems like semantics since it was a partially enclosed room complete with a ceiling and chandelier, according to the San Francisco Chronicle. And when this party happened, such gatherings were discouraged by statewide guidelines, even if indoor dining was permitted in Napa County. The mayor had traveled to the dinner outside of her own city, which was on the verge of entering its red tier, the second most restrictive for the state.
So she tried
and
to
yesterday,
sneak.
Breed warned that San Francisco may close all outdoor dining because the restrictions have not been working.
Whoa.
We have to continue to do our part to distance ourselves from one another and to limit our activities. We are in trouble and we are sounding the alarm, as I said before. So that's going to mean some real challenging months ahead.
I had a good time at the Black Cat, and I think it's sad that this is even a story. The fact is, there was something that was really monumental that occurred.
So I'm ready for this monumental event that made her violate those COVID lockdown policies. This got to be something like, you know what? There was a slight nuclear war that took place. Perhaps there were some aliens that landed on the front line of the governor's office and we all came out to greet them. It got to be something like that, y'all, for her to violate her own mandates and just got done telling us about making sacrifices. There's no time to get lax, and had the nerve to sneak outside of her own city. Thought she wasn't going to be recognized. Yeah, you guys stay here. I'm going across town to kick it. And after getting busted, she came out with this excuse, y'all, that is a doozy. And that's what puts her in the first round when it comes down to the Hall of Fame of Hypocrisy. She's a first rounder, y'all, with this one. This is beautifully executed. I mean, the skill level that it takes to pull something like this off is unique, Frank. It's unique. And that's why she is a first round Hall of Famer. Let's go ahead and look at this reel from the past. And I'm sure after watching this, you'll understand why she made the first round. Here we go.
And that is Tony. The original members, the brothers, Raphael Sadiq, and Dwayne Wiggins, who have not performed in public for, I believe, at least over 20 years. They are just really some of the most incredible artists
in
the history of this country and the Bay Area in particular. And the fact that that is getting lost here is very unfortunate. Not to mention the incredible trumpeter, Maurice Mo Brown, who is just phenomenal. Just incredible musician who performed and who really uplifted the spirits of not just myself, but all of the people who were there. And from my perspective, you know, I was there, I was eating, and I was drinking, and I was sitting with my friends, and everyone who came in there was vaccinated.
Oh, there you go. First of all, y'all, that is why she is a first round Hall of Famer. The gonads you must have to get up there after getting busted and full-blown redirect that whole criticism and now throw it back on the people. First of all, something just monumental took place. And apparently you can't recognize and understand or appreciate this magnanimous moment. Now, I know COVID's out there. I know we all had to make sacrifices. Folk might die of this stuff and you all be forced to wear this man. But you don't understand. Something worth risking your life for is, you know what? I wanna dance tonight. I wanna Raphael Sadiq, baby. First thing that we should do is buy brand new fits for you and make sure that you look good and make sure that I look good. Go ahead and floss your ice. You don't know nothing about that? Now, This shows she's a first round Hall of Famer because she had the gonads to get up there and say this in front of her people with a straight face, confident, ain't backing down. See, this shows that she's committed, y'all, to her art, her craft. I mean, she's not showing no fear, no hesitation, no remorse, no embarrassment, nothing. This shows she should be in the top 10 of the Hall of Famers of hypocrisy. Let's finish watching this play, Jim, because this is beautifully executed. Here we go.
So the fact that we have turned this into a story about being maskless, no, I'm not going to sip and put my mask on, sip and put my mask on, sip and put my mask on, eat and put my mask on. While I'm eating and I'm drinking, I'm going to keep my mask off.
Y'all hear that? See, man, don't be trying to inconvenience me with these dumb things that we require you guys to do. Because I've heard many of them say that, you know, I mean, even Fauci, yeah, you know what, after biting it, you pull your mask down, throw it in your face, put it back up. Yeah, don't be burdening her with those crazy, just restrictions, lockdowns, mandates, and all these little things like, you know, taking your mask on and off, man. Do you understand? That's a pain in the butt for me, but not for y'all. Unless I get busted, and then I'll just pretend that it's kind of a pain in the butt for everybody. So, you gotta give it to her. She's good. She is good, man. All right, here, let's finish hearing her and watching how excellent she executes this play. Here we go.
And yes, in the end time, while we're drinking, like everyone else there, we were all having a good time. And again, all vaccinated.
All vaccinated.
So the fact that this is even a story is sad.
Yeah. The fact that I got busted and I'm embarrassed, but I can't show that. And I should be just apologizing, but I can't do that because I'm a raggedy Democrat politician. That's what's sad. That's what's really sad. This is the sad part, that she would get up here and belittle the intelligence and of all of her constituents, that she would take advantage of their kindness, their obedience, their tolerance, and their naivety. Because when you see people like this setting that type of example, getting caught after demanding that you make sacrifices, and then when they get caught, they have the nerve to throw out the raggediest excuse ever. That shows they don't respect your intelligence. They don't respect you as one of their constituencies. That's like some wife or husband coming home 3 days later, and your wife or husband is expecting that, hey, I was in the hospital in a coma, and you give them the worst answer possible. But to add to that, prior to that, you say, you know what? You cannot be leaving the house all times of the night and all just coming back whenever you want. You need to have your butt in this house. Now, if I wake up in the morning and you ain't laying next to me, that's a problem. You understand that? And then they bounce for 3 days, and when you confront them, they're like, man, why you tripping? Look, first of all, you ain't understand. See, something amazing happened. No, I wasn't in no coma. No, I wasn't half dead. No, I wasn't kidnapped. What had happened was I watched a concert with Kool in the Gang. Now, I ain't seen Kool in the Gang in a long time. And they came out talking about some celebrate good times. Come on. I had to celebrate, man. You don't understand. The Kool in the gang ain't been together in a long time. Man, things got out of control. One thing led to another. And here I am 3 days later. And you want your mate to be like, oh, that makes sense. You need a divorce. Let's finish hearing this, because see, the fact that she's able to do this puts her in the Hall of Fame of hypocrisy. Here we go.
And it's sad because we're missing out on the fact that we have live performances. We in San Francisco have done an incredible job around COVID. Yes, we have challenges, but this is now a distraction.
I'm impressed.
And I would hope that people would spend more time on enjoying San Francisco, of going to go see Maurice Brown, who's only going to be here for another week at the Black Cat, and make the stories about how incredible and talented these artists are.
Instead of making a story about how hypocritical I am and how fake I am, because see, I'm asking you to make these sacrifices under the same premise that this disease is out killing. They're killing everyone, and if you don't follow and do your part, people could die. But I'm willing to go and risk my life so I can enjoy the smooth, melodious tunes of Raphael Sadiq. It was worth it all right? So don't focus on me. You're missing a bigger point. We all love Raphael Sadiq. Look over there. Not here. Okay, over there. Don't look this way. Turn the camera around. That's what she's doing right now. Now, I wonder who's buying this. I wonder how many people in San Francisco is watching this interview and going, okay, I guess. I mean, I do like Tony Tone. Oh, boy. Hall of Fame of Hypocrisy.
And less about something that shouldn't even be a story.
That's right. This shouldn't be no story because I got caught.
The story became about me and less about the artist and nightlife, which I will continue to enjoy in San Francisco. It's very unfortunate.
So is this sort of the sign of the reopening, right? That we're seeing these shows now and we can see people go in and have a good time.
Let's hear this.
I think it is. The message I want to get out is support our nightlife venues. Support our restaurants. Go out and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Make sure you are vaccinated because of the requirements. But don't feel as though you have to be micromanaged about mask wearing.
Are you kidding me? Now, tell me that wasn't smooth. Tell me that doesn't earn her a spot in the Hall of Fame of Hypocrisy. After them telling us, put 2 masks on, make sure you eat with mask on, take it off when you're biting and chewing, but then other than that, put it back on. Kids got to wear it in school. All of the stuff that they were very tedious about and micromanaged our lives over and threatened people. And now here she is talking about you don't need to be micromanaging nobody over there. And you know what the real story is? Everybody needs to go out and kick it. Only because I got busted kicking it. And it would be real hypocritical, more so than it already is, for me to tell you guys, don't you go out and kick it, even though I got caught kicking it. So let's redirect the blame and the attention to the nightlife. The nightlife. So therefore, bring in another band. I love the nightlife. That's right. So she got the gonads to get right on that camera and say, no, man, y'all making a big to-do out of nothing. Dang on it. Focus on the nightlife. We bringing it back, baby. And everybody else, when there was we were all vaccinated. So now we find out that the CDC letting us know that vaccinated people can also spread it and stuff like that. So, yeah, thanks, Mayor. But let's finish, though, because we got some other Hall of Famers. Let's see how she ends this play that earned her a spot in the Hall of Fame of Hypocrisy.
Like, we don't need the fun police to come in and try to micromanage and tell us what we should or shouldn't be doing.
I feel the same
we know
way.
what we need to do to protect ourselves.
No
one has been more conservative about protecting themselves than I have, not just because I want to set an example, but because I don't want to get COVID.
As this is in a published report, it says that a video, again, this is nitpicky, but it is what it is. A video shows a maskless breed neither seated at a table nor positioned at a stationary counter, standing and dancing without any food or drinks in her hand. She also posed for photos while not wearing a mask.
Okay, so just to be clear, I was sitting at my table, and when I don't know about you and whether or not you know who Raphael Sadiq and Dwayne Wiggins are, but I don't know about you, but if you know who they are, I don't care where you're sitting, you're going to get up and start dancing. My drink was sitting at the table. I got up and started dancing because I was feeling the spirit. And I wasn't thinking about a mask. I was thinking about having a good time. And in the process, I was following a health order.
Wow.
Not to mention, the Chronicle reporter who walked up to me had no mask in sight.
Okay.
When I took a picture, as I do in any case or do an interview, yes, I take my mask off when I want to take a picture. I don't need to, I'm vaccinated.
You understand?
I don't need to wear a mask and take a picture every single time. I don't want to.
All right.
But at the same time, I'm being careful to not only protect myself and to protect other people. This is nitpicking.
Oh, it's nitpicking. Y'all hear that raggedy response? That was beautiful, though. Beautiful. I gotta give it to her, man. You got some gonads when you say, and now, first of all, now, see, the problem with it is, you caught me. That's the problem, okay? See, if you wouldn't have been catching me, I wouldn't have got caught. You understand that? Now, I wouldn't have to get up here and lie to you about making exceptions to these rules that I done inflicted upon y'all. By saying that Raphael Sadiq made me get up because I was in the spirit. And when you in the spirit, COVID don't mess with you. Now, you got me up here looking stupid because I got caught. Looking like a hypocrite and a dummy. Trying to explain this mess and make it make sense. Knowing that the average person with just 2 brain cells know that I'm lying through my teeth and making this crap up as I go. So don't come looking for me because you just might find me breaking some of my own rules and lockdowns. And then you're going to force me to have to lie to you again. You think I like lying to you? Shoot. Messing with me over this. That was beautiful. Wow. I mean, it's going to be hard to top that one. And I got to give credit to CNN because they did this piece on some of the hypocritical Democrats. So let's find out who else is in that Hall of Fame of hypocrisy.
Now, the restaurant has been quite the draw for Democratic officials defying the spirit, if not the letter, of the very regulations they're telling their constituents to follow. The day before Breed's dinner at the French Laundry, Governor Gavin Newsom also attended a party there with at least a dozen other people from different households. He later apologized for it.
Oh, shoot. So let's check out Newsom's style, okay, because he got a different technique. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. It takes all kinds, Jerry Rice, he ran great routes, and then you get some other ones like T.O., who's just powerful and fast. They all got their own style that earned them, a place in the Hall of Fame. Well, the Hall of Fame of hypocrisy is the same way. So Gavin Newsom's, man, he had a sweet, smooth style. His style was, if I get caught, I pretend to be sorry, beg for your mercy, and try to empathize with you. Only for a second, though. Only for a second. Before then I switch back and put you under the same restrictions that I don't like following. So let's check out his style. You ready, Jim? Let's check this out.
The spirit of what I'm preaching all the time was contradicted, and I got to own that. And so I want to apologize to you because I need to preach and practice, not just preach.
Y'all hear that? That was a smooth technique, y'all. He has more of a passive technique and style. So, when people come off the ball to block him, he makes them think that they're getting to the quarterback. That's right. And he uses their leverage against them. And then he kind of just guides them in a direction that he wants them to go into. While you're thinking that, you're putting pressure on him and you're thinking that he's really submissive and breaking down and soft, he's really baiting you in to think that he's soft. And then right when you think I got him in a vulnerable position, he switches and pushes you straight out of bounds or something like that, just like he did. All those people listening to him, oh, look, he says he can relate to us and he's sad, he feels bad about it. I'm sure he really does. Do you? Do you? Does that man come across as someone who really feels bad about it? Or does he feel bad that he got caught and now you got to drum up some fake emotions so y'all don't storm the whole governor's mansion and accuse him of being a hypocrite? But there's more.
In Los Angeles County, Supervisor Sheila Kuehl voted to close outdoor dining last week and then dined at a restaurant before the order took effect. While explaining her vote, she said that it's magical thinking to say that people can wear masks and distance at a restaurant. Kuehl's office says she felt sorry for the restaurant business's struggles and vowed that she would not dine out again until the county permits it.
Now you see how they all earned their way into the Hall of Hypocrisy. So this lady had the nerve to say it's madness to think that people could eat in a restaurant at social distance. But yet the CDC said that, Fauci said that. All these Democrat politicians were throwing all these unrealistic guidelines on all of these people and expecting them to follow it. And I guarantee you, if they would have ran across a restaurant and looked in there in the midst of them wagging their finger and demanding that you do these things and saw 2 or 3 people a little too close, they'd have came in there and micromanaged that mess. They would have forced that unrealistic expectation upon them. And yet they broke it themselves. Boy, I tell you, the Hall of Hypocrisy is filled with Democrats. They're all in there, y'all. Let's see who else has made it.
And in San Jose, California, Mayor Sam Liccardo is also apologizing for ignoring state restrictions during Thanksgiving when he attended a gathering with his elderly parents that included guests from 5 different households. California limits households at private gatherings to 3.
But it's different.
Before his large Thanksgiving dinner, Mayor Liccardo had tweeted this guidance, quote, "Cancel the big gatherings this year and focus on keeping each other safe."
See what I mean? This is why they're all in there. This is why they all are about to just be up there with their plaques and everything. That's right. This person entered the Hall of Hypocrisy in 2020. That's right. They had a wonderful record of hypocrisy as they sit there posing for their picture. So this guy right here, look, man, it was a family gathering. It was a family affair. And it's important. So when events are important to them, when it's getting up and dancing because Raphael Sadiq, there's always exceptions for these people when they break their own guidelines, which earns them that spot in the Hall of Fame of Hypocrisy. But wonder why we don't get those exceptions. Wonder why we can't really use our own common sense to determine what's safe for us and what's not. They've been micromanaging us from day one concerning this. And then when they get caught, then they say, well, look, man, these are unrealistic guidelines you trying to put on me. Or, I'm sorry, unrealistic guidelines that I put on you guys, which I should have put on myself. But I recognize that they're unrealistic. So I just put them on you. And when I'm caught, then I say that these are unrealistic. Not for me, though. Not for me. See, because for me, they're unrealistic. But for you, they're manageable. They're realistic. You can handle it. Hey, look, just get it done. Boy, I tell you, that Hall of Fame of hypocrisy is filled, y'all, as we take our tour through the Hall of Fame of hypocrisy. Here's some others.
In Denver, Mayor Michael Hancock told residents of his city to skip large Thanksgiving dinners.
Okay.
Quote, stay home and stay in touch with friends, family by phone or online.
Hello.
He sent that tweet, and then he promptly appeared at the Denver airport and flew to Mississippi to spend the holiday with his wife and daughter. The mayor's office confirming his travels, and Hancock later releasing a statement asking his city for forgiveness. He said this, quote, I apologize to the residents of Denver who see my decision as conflicting with the guidance to stay at home for all but essential travel. I made my decision as a husband and father, and for those who are angry and disappointed, I humbly ask you to forgive decisions that are born of my heart and not my head.
Right.
Now, he apologized to the residents who saw his decision as conflicting with guidance.
Okay.
But to be clear, this isn't a matter of interpretation.
It's not?
He did the exact opposite of what he told everyone else to do.
Which is the exact definition of hypocrisy. And that's why he's in the Hall of Fame. So it's always up to their discretion, their own personal choice. You don't get those, though. You don't get no personal choices. You don't get no discretions. You don't get no exceptions to the rule because we all have to do our part. You hear that, YouTube? These people right here that I'm pointing out have violated St. Fauci's mandates and the CDC, and I'm telling on them. So if y'all remove this video, then you're a part of encouraging this type of hypocrisy, okay? I'm exposing it because I want everybody to follow the rules, not just us. So these Democrats need to follow it too. There's more though. Let's check out who else done made the Hall of Fame of hypocrisy.
And in New York, Governor Andrew Cuomo last week told a local radio host that his Thanksgiving would include his 89-year-old mother.
Yeah.
My mom is going to come up.
It's my mama, man.
And two of my girls is the current plan.
That's the current plan.
But the plans change.
What?
Then in the very same interview, Cuomo told New Yorkers that this couldn't be a typical Thanksgiving for them, that they shouldn't have friends and family gathering.
I'm trying to say to people now, you watch all these commercials on TV, and they're selling commercial Thanksgiving, right? 20 people around the table, pass me the wine, pass me this.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
It's not happening.
It can't happen.
Not for y'all.
It can't happen.
Not for y'all.
Now, the backlash was quick. Cuomo suddenly changed his plans. One of the governor's advisors telling CNN that the next day, Cuomo would now be working on the holiday.
I bet he would. You see how quick they repent when all of that information comes out about their hypocrisy? Sometimes I wonder if they even think before they speak. When they get up there and in the same sentence tell you, stay your butt at home, it ain't happening. All of these advertisements are encouraging you guys to spend time with your family, but you better not be doing it. But my family is coming. And it's a little different for me because Nana's like 89 now. I mean, we don't know how many more days we have with them, unlike all of those elderly people that are forced in those old folks' homes that died from COVID. And people couldn't even come up there to see their parents or wish them goodbye or to comfort them before they passed away. But it's different for me because I'm a politician and I'm a hypocrite. And it's my Nana. See, it's different when it's my Nana, not yours. Your Nanas are expendable. Your grandpas, they're all expendable, but not mine. So my family's important, not yours. You get where I'm going? And when he knew that probably wouldn't be a good look, then all of a sudden he decides to repent. I bet you everybody that ends up in hell, they will repent once they get there. I'm here now. I don't like it. So is it too late to repent? Let's hear the rest of these people.
The past few weeks brought into relief a pattern of leaders failing to lead by example.
That's the worst
asking
kind of
Americans to
leaders.
make sacrifices that they themselves are unwilling to make, and appearing sorry only when they're caught.
Yeah.
Trust is built slowly, but it evaporates faster than reservations at a fancy restaurant.
I can't believe
a lot of these leaders, they are looking across the aisle to blame Republicans who aren't taking mask wearing seriously. But maybe it's time they also look in the mirror and ask themselves if that amuse-bouche was really worth it.
Now, you know it's bad when CNN got to call you out for your hypocrisy, because they are the channel of hypocrisy, lies, and propaganda. So for them to call them out, it must have gotten out of control and blatant. Now, let's be real. CNN is not calling them out because they really feel that these people are hypocritical, because many of the folks at CNN got caught acting a fool in regards to these mandates and stuff. They're just calling them out because they're messing up the overall agenda. These people that were getting caught was making it tough for CNN to get on there and push the propaganda and force everybody else to follow the rules. And so it's like, you know what? We're going to go ahead and have to call these people out, shame them, and make them more conscious and aware of how hypocritical their behavior is. So how can we get on here every day and push our propaganda when these folks are messing our narrative up? They're making our job hard. We can't keep explaining to all of our viewers that they must do this, follow these rules, when the very people who are telling them to do it and we are in cahoots with keep breaking it. So yeah, we're going to have to call you out. But it doesn't stop there, because let's move away from CNN and find out who else is on this list. Here we go.
We've got D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser under some fire. New images of her officiating a wedding over the weekend without a mask on, hours after the district's new mask mandate went into effect.
Jacqueline, the mayor's office says that the wedding that she officiated was here on the roof of the hotel and therefore not subject to the mask mandate. And they also say when the mayor was inside not wearing a mask, she was eating or drinking.
Wow, listen to all of these excuses, man, when they get caught. Boy, they be coming up with all kind of stuff. First of all, it was a wedding. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today, to tackle this thing called life. That's right. She was up there going crazy, y'all. Excited, do-do-do-do. I don't know why, do-do-do-do. Maybe it's 'cause, do-do-do-do. You're all gonna die, but not me, Cause when you do, what's it all for? You better live now before COVID come knocking at your door. Tell me, baby. So now here they are, going crazy, making all these made-up exceptions. Well, see, actually, the rule says that if the party is elevated at a 97-degree angle, and then there's 1% of gust of wind moving in from the east, then you're allowed to be in crowds and do weddings and stuff. Because we were on the roof. And COVID, you didn't know that? COVID can't elevate above a certain point and stuff? Yeah. Now go back to following our rules. Interesting. So let's see how the press covered her.
This picture, obtained by the Washington Examiner, shows Bowser unmasked, and she is not eating or drinking at that very moment. Her office does say, though, that the photo shows her mask still attached to her ear, indicating that she was taking it on and off when she was dining, which would comply with the mandate. But the picture and the fact that other photos of the wedding showed maskless dancing indoors where guests and even the bride and groom were not eating or drinking, that has raised questions and criticism. Bowser officiated the outdoor ceremony on the roof at 5 Saturday morning. That is when Bowser's indoor mask mandate went into effect. We asked people what they thought about the mayor's attendance and pictures showing guests appearing to violate that indoor mask mandate.
I don't like it.
If people see the mayor and the president not following by the guidelines, then why should they feel obligated to do the same?
Also on Friday, before the mask mandate, the mayor is seen with a crowd of unmasked people, including comedian Dave Chappelle. In November, Bowser was blasted for violating her own COVID travel restrictions to go to Wilmington to celebrate President Biden's election. She said that was essential business. The Line Hotel did put out a statement about the wedding yesterday saying, quote, "The safety of our team, guests, and wider community is our utmost priority. The Line Hotel is adhering to the updated mask mandate and requires all employees and guests to be masked when indoors or not actively eating or drinking."
Now you see why she made the Hall of Fame of hypocrisy? That was beautifully done, y'all. I mean, come on. That's talent right there. To get caught giving ceremonies, weddings, and then You just make an exception, saying, well, this is official business, man. This is important, more so important than whatever's going on in your normal, regular people lives. Our lives are important, and when we go out, trust us, we got a good reason, like officiating weddings and showing up to inaugurations and dancing for Raphael Sadiq and 89-year-old nanas that might not be around next year. These are real important issues, okay? Unlike yours. Now you see why they're in the league of hypocrisy. So she made her place right there in the league of hypocrisy. But guys, we got a couple of, man, these are exceptions. These folks, this is talent coming up. This is some talent. So let's see. Here we go.
Well, here in Chicago, Mayor Lori Lightfoot says she's excited and relieved by the result of this election. But nationally, there are some leaders who say it's too early to celebrate.
Wait a minute. Why is
Mayor Lori Lightfoot joining Chicagoans in the
this
streets?
crowd with no mask and that no social distancing?
Lightfoot is teaming up with Chicago's major sports franchises, encouraging people to stay inside even as this weather warms up.
But a new photo of the mayor after a haircut is threatening to undermine that message. WJ's Eric Rung live for us at City Hall with that. Eric?
Good afternoon. You know, the last thing that Mayor Lightfoot wanted to talk about today was getting a haircut, and she didn't do a whole lot of talking about it, but she certainly didn't apologize for it either.
Wow.
She's begged, lashed out, and used humor to try and get people to stay at home to stop the spread of COVID-19.
Yeah, because she was trying to save lives.
What's up?
I'm bored.
You're not
Using
bored.
the kids.
You're saving lives.
That's what you're doing.
But a photo that surfaced on social media showing the mayor after getting a trim has some asking, what about me? The mayor was asked at least twice about the haircut this afternoon.
I'm out in the public eye, and you know, I'm a person who I take my personal hygiene very seriously. As I said, I felt like I needed to have a haircut. I'm not able to do that myself, and so I got a haircut.
Wow. Wait, let me get this straight. So now, first of all, let me just say this. I am the face of Youngstown, okay? All right. Now, I don't want to be out there being the face of Youngstown with my hair looking a mess. So I had to go in and get my mullet trimmed up a little bit. Now, I know y'all all got mullets. I know some of y'all got afros that grew out of place and all over your place and all that stuff. I know some of y'all perm done went and wore out. And now you got to use the hot comb to get it through and stuff. I know some of y'all weaves just completely raggedy and need to be taken out. I know you can see the roots and stuff growing and all of that. But you know what? You're not the face of Chicago, okay? You're not the face of Youngstown. See, so when I go out and get my hair trimmed up so I can look good for y'all, I don't want you criticizing me simply because you can't go out and do it. Now, first things first, she wasted her money. Because, see, just as ugly as this look, that's funny. If I was to tell you I went out and got this done, and you're looking at it going, you went out and got that done? And you still look crazy? You still look nuts? You could have stayed at the crib and honored the social distancing and the lockdowns that you threw on us. I could have just said, look, man, you could go to the mirror, throw a little water in that, get that pic with the fist on the back, and just fluff it a little bit and pat it. Because it looked almost worse than before she went and got it cut. I'm like, you got that cut? When I first saw her, I almost was mad. Like, who did this to you? I thought she got jumped. How many was it? Let's go get them. And here she got to go ahead and say she did it on purpose. What do you mean? I know you didn't do that on purpose. Who did this to you? Let's go get them. Nobody. I wouldn't got this to you. Did that to yourself? And she got the nerve to get out there and throw out even a more just demeaning, degrading, disrespectful statement, belittling all of those Chicagoans by saying, I'm different. I'm the face of Chicago. I'm important. So therefore, I could break the rules and go get my hair did, but not you. Now you see why she's a first draft Hall of Famer. Oh, but boy, we coming down to two people whose jerseys got to get retired. Starting off with this one, y'all. At that drag queen show, A to the O to the C, bubble number one. Look at her. So arrogant, such a narcissist. Thank you, I love you. No, stop it. I'm humble. I'm humble. Oh, breaking news. Tested positive for COVID after maskless Florida trip. What? Oh, left wing. Democrat Congresswoman Alexandria Cortez is recovering at home from contracting COVID. Representative Alexandria Cortez received positive COVID results. Oh my goodness. She's experiencing symptoms. Welcome to Florida, AOC. That's Ron DeSantis, y'all. Oh, what? But AOC, she got mad, y'all, because she got criticized. Went all the way down there. And when folks criticized her, she accused them to date her.
Photo, so we can keep the pressure up so other colleagues can
Wait, this is her right here? So she was a proponent of masks, right? Everybody. Why? Wait a minute. Why ain't she got a mask on? Why don't anybody in that crowd? They're not social distancing.
This your New York crew?
Wow. So she was a hypocrite before she went to Florida too. Here comes that moment of hypocrisy. Y'all ready? Ready? Because the camera's about to come on.
People are watching me now. Let me put my mask on.
Look at her all nasty. Look like she following rules. Yeah. Now look at the guy in front of her. Immediately. Get this mess off me. Well, at least she kept it on though afterwards. What? 1 minute later. What? See? There you go. That is why she's a first round draft pick in that Hall of Fame of hypocrisy. Can't nobody do it like her. Can't nobody do it like her. Now you want to talk about the bait and switch move of the century? Bowser was good, man. She was good. Chick out there and where's San Francisco? That was beautiful. That was a play that we'll never forget. It was like the Immaculate Conception or Reception from Franco Harris and stuff. But boy, AOC, woo! So let me get this straight. First things first, she goes down to the place that she's been criticizing for allowing their folks to not wear masks and, not have to be forced to get all these you-know-whats. So she goes to the very place she claims is responsible for killing people, violates the very rule that she supports, and her whole party does too. When caught, instead of trying to use the technique of maybe Gavin the Nuisance or one of those other where it's like, I need to do better, I need to be... No, not her. She goes to something crazy. Her unorthodox drunken monkey style is so hard. Because that one right there, it just blew our minds. I was not ready for her response to be, it's because you guys want to have intercourse with me. She hit us with the Stewie Griffin.
I want to have intercourse with you. Intercourse with you.
Relations.
Intercourse with you, right?
Yeah, no, great. That sounds good.
All right,
Good,
yeah, groovy. Now, is there a shorter word for intercourse?
I want to have intercourse with you. Relations. Intercourse with you. Intercourse with you. Relations. She hit us with that. Threw us off, blew our minds. Everybody was waiting for her comeback like, what you got to say about that? It's because y'all want to get with me. That's what it is. You're like, whoa, I don't even know how to respond. That so unorthodox. And then, to top it off, got COVID. Oh, this Price is a beautiful ending to such a wonderful fairy tale. Boy. So I wonder how dumb she feels now. I wonder after she gets out of quarantine or gets better, will she then repent? No, that's not her style. That's why she's in the Hall of Fame of hypocrisy. But guys, here we go. We're going to end with the grandmother / grandpapa or whatever you want to call her of hypocrisy. She deserves like some type of award or applause or something. We got to retire this person's jersey because can't nobody do it like Nasty, y'all. Oh, that's right. Pleased to meet you. I still won't tell you my name. Don't you believe in monkey paws? Don't you want to play my game? I'm looking for some vodka to all that mess. So let's see. Here we go, y'all. This is beautiful.
Wear a mask.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi under fire tonight after security footage showed her inside a San Francisco hair salon that's closed to the general public because of coronavirus.
So they're trying to
the salon's owner releasing security footage to Fox News, telling Fox, quote, "It's like a slap in the face." Pelosi today insisting the salon told her it was allowed.
It was clearly a setup. I take responsibility. It's only for a setup by a neighborhood salon that I've gone to for years.
Ooh-wee! That right there was executed beautifully, y'all. They thought they had her D'd up. We got her boxed in. And did you see Nasty give them the slip? Oh, snap. She came to that mic, said, clearly I was set up. I went to a salon that I've been going to for years, and they set me up. Who made that appointment? Huh? I'm just wondering. I'm sure they called you and said, Nancy, you better get your butt in here for your appointment. But don't you have COVID restrictions? No. Get over here. We're going to do your hair. Nancy set that up. And that's why she's the Hall of Famer. Where's her jersey? Let's retire it. Let's finish this. Here we go.
Well, I don't. I think that that this salon owes me an apology for setting up.
The salon wasn't following the rules. Even though indoor services are allowed by the state of California, the city of San Francisco only started allowing any hair appointments on Tuesday, and they must be outdoors. Shampooing isn't allowed, and masks are required. Pelosi was pictured without one.
I just had my
just had what?
Hair wash. I don't wear a mask when I'm washing my hair.
Just had her hair washed. So let me understand. The very rules that you as a woman in Congress is supposed to be coming up with, these guidelines, either you were extremely ignorant and misinformed yourself, which would also raise a question, then why are you emphasizing lockdowns and rules that you don't even know the details of? Or you are a hypocrite and decided, well, I'm Nasty Nancy, I'm different. And so I'll do whatever I want. Now, do my hair, you peasant. And went and got your hair did, and the woman found out and reported it basically to the news by recording it. And instead of coming out with your hands up, Nancy, like, you know you can't D me up. I'm nasty, baby. I've been in the league now for decades. Man, I'm holding the record in hypocrisy. I got the record, baby. Watch me give the defense the slip. They had triple, quadruple coverage on her. We thought she could not score 1 point period. I'm like, dude, she got like the whole team covering her. And she had the nerve to get up to that mic with that monkey paw and say, now let me tell you something. If anything I'm guilty of is them setting me up. I'm the victim. That was beautiful. Let's hear her close out. Here we go.
Do you wear a mask when you're washing your hair? I always have a mask.
You understand that? I always have a mask as she stuns you with that technique that nobody can resist, the monkey paw. When she hit you with that monkey paw, the defense go, I can't even move. What is it about that little hand shaking and moving and doing this? It got me all messed up. And before you know it, she's gone. She done gave you the slip, and that is why her jersey gets retired. No one ever can do it like Nasty. So hats off to you, Nasty Pelosi. We're retiring your jersey in the Hall of Hypocrisy. And so, yeah, I had to go ahead and give honor where honor is due. When you're dealing with corrupt politicians that are very hypocritical, sometimes I like to take, a moment to just recognize their accomplishments. And so that's pretty much the only accomplishments that they have of just simply being hypocrites and elitists. And the takeaway from all of this is what? So the takeaway here is hypocrisy and corruption are features of the ruling class, not bugs. So, yep, there you have it, guys. For them, this is just everyday life. I'm not going to change what I do, where I go, what I eat, and where I go and all that mess. But you do. You need to do that. And when I get caught, I'm going to belittle your intelligence by simply giving you the worst excuses I can possibly give with a straight face and hope you just eat it. So, in closing, YouTube, I want you to know this video was not about discouraging people from wearing masks, getting vaccinations, or following lockdowns. In fact, it was the opposite. It was highlighting those that we look to as our leaders and expect them to follow the rules that they cast upon us, but then they get caught and send a horrible example of what not to do. Okay? And if you want to get mad at somebody, get mad at all of them, not me. Now, God bless y'all. God bless America. And who knows, maybe one day some real raggedy Democrat will come along and break her record. But right now, I don't see it. She's the Jerry Rice of hypocrisy. She is the Tom Brady of hypocrisy. Now, God bless you. God bless America. Don't forget to hit that like button, share my videos, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Rumble, all that good stuff. And also, if you want to be a part of my $2 a month club, click my PayPal button below or my Cash App. You can do that. You're not obligated, but if you choose to do that, I appreciate it. Or just even a one-time donation. I don't care. Just to offset what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And check out Extreme Tees, my sponsor. If you like the products, click on the link below and put Kevin in the promo code. You get a 20% discount. Check, make sure you're still subscribed. And if you're not, let YouTube know it in the feedbacks. And also, make sure your notifications are set to all. Share these videos. Okay. God bless y'all. God bless America. All right. See y'all next time at Kevin's Corner. Take care.